Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some prediction picks on UFC Vegas 85. Let's go. We're going to be doing prelims first and then working our way to the main card. We're going to get straight into this and we're going to do kind of like the intro at the end. So it's going to be kind of like an outro, telling you guys kind of like what the channel is going to be about and all that good stuff. But I kind of want to get right into this card and just start into it hot, with these prelims. Been doing some good research, and I think we got a good little Apex card tonight. Let's go. Let's pull this up real quick so you guys can see. All right. UFC Fight Night, Delitse versus Imavov. Let's go. So we're going to start with the prelims. Thomas Peterson versus Jamal Pogues. All right, so I don't have like too much information on these guys. Not too much. I've seen Jamal Pogues fight. He was on the Contender Series and stuff. Decent guy. These records look weird. Let's look at these odds. Odds aren't available. I think I got the odds here. Let me see. Okay, so Thomas Peterson is the favorite. That's what I thought. From what I heard, Thomas Peterson has some pretty good grappling. He seems like I don't know. He seems like the more imposing guy from what I've been hearing, but these weight differentials are definitely saying otherwise. Part of me kind of wants to go with Jamal Pogues. I don't really got too much on this one, but I'm leaning kind of towards Jamal Pogues. Let's see what happens. Let's move on. I'm excited for some of the main card events, but these prelims are kind of tough. I gotta be straight up. This one is the same. Really tough one. Let's go Landon Quinones. Let's start with him. 5'9", 171 pounds, 70-inch reach. And then we got Marquel Maduro's 5'10", 155, 69-inch reach. So it looks like Landon Quinones' last fight was at welterweight. I think I remember that. I think I remember hearing that. Let's see. What are the odds? Do they have them? Nope. No odds here. Let's see. What are the odds? Plus 116 for Landon Quinones and minus 148 for Marquel Maduro's. I'm going to go with Landon Quinones. Yeah, I'm going to go with Landon Quinones. Let's keep moving. This is one I'm really excited about. Luana Carolina versus Julija Stoliarenko. Let's go. I've watched a lot of Luana Carolina fights. I kind of like Luana Carolina. I don't know. I kind of like her in this fight, too, against Julija Stoliarenko. If Luana Carolina can stay on the feet, because everybody knows Julija is a specialist. She's there to get you on the ground and go for that arm bar. Let's see. What is her grappling? Win by submission. 91% of her wins are by submission. Yeah, that's a crazy stat right there. The odds are leaning towards Stoliarenko in this one. And I understand, she is coming off a pretty good win against Molly McCann. And Molly McCann's also fighting on this card. So we're going to see. I'm leaning towards Luana Carolina. Let's go with Luana Carolina by decision. Let's keep moving. Jung Lee versus Blake Builder. All right, so Jung Lee, 5'10", 145, 73-inch reach. Blake Builder, I think he's 5'8", 145. Man, I've been watching Blake Builder on Instagram like crazy. His workout routine videos, his little submission of the day videos are really intense and fun to watch. I like Blake Builder a lot in this fight. I think he's more well-rounded. I think Jung Lee is good as well, but I'm kind of like, I think a lot of guys coming off that road to UFC, they just had kind of padded records. I'm iffy on Jung Lee in this fight. I think Blake Builder is the more rounded. I think if he can get through first round, then this is going to be a Blake Builder all day. If you want to go for a live bet, Blake Builder for sure would be good on that one. But yeah, I like Blake Builder in that one. Let's move on. Grimbo versus Pete Rodriguez. for some reason, I don't remember a lot of Thimba Grimbo fights, but I was listening to someone else talk about him, and I hear he's really big on grappling. Big rapper. Let's see. Takedown accuracy, yeah, definitely more than Pete Rodriguez, who only has like 5 professional fights, 6 professional fights. I'm going with Thimba Grimbo in this one. I think he's just more well rounded, more tested. I think Pete Rodriguez, all of his fights are first round. I think this goes past the first round, and I think Thimba Grimbo gets it done. I think this is the one where Pete Rodriguez gets his loss. Um, yeah, not too much more to say on that one. What is this weight difference though? Let's keep moving on. I think we got the stats on some of these now. We got the money line minus 192 on Azat Maxim, plus 160 on Charles Johnson. I think that number should be even higher because I'm leaning more towards Azat Maxim in this one for sure. Charles Johnson's good and everything, but I like watching Charles Johnson fight most of the time. But I think Azat Maxim is kind of being put in a position to win this one for sure. 17-0, undefeated, obviously. Russian guy, I'm pretty sure. I think he's gonna grapple. I think he's gonna grapple Charles Johnson, hold him down, and probably win this one by decision. I'm definitely leaning towards Azat Maxim. I thought he was gonna be a bigger favorite in this one. Honestly, I'm pretty sure he was. He's from Kazakhstan. Okay, cool. Let's go. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Azat. Let's keep moving. This one I'm super excited about. Molly McCann versus Deanna Belbita. This is a rematch. And I don't know. There's a few takeaways with this fight. You got Molly McCann coming down a weight class after losing her last fight, her last 2 fights, I think, by submission. Deanna Belbita's been at this weight class for a while. Her last 5 fights, I think she's 2-3, something like that. The odds are definitely leaning towards Molly McCann in this one. She's definitely the more like physically imposing fighter, I feel like. But I don't know. I think this weight cut's gonna be tough on her. She's like a more broad shoulder type of person. I think this weight cut could hit her hard, and I'm kind of leaning towards Belbita a little bit, almost like I would say. Let me see. What is the overs looking like in this one? Because this one's definitely, I think, going the distance for sure. If you can, I feel more safe going the distance. I can't really pick Molly McCann at these numbers. Like, I just don't trust it. And Deanna Belbita is hard to pick as well. So I would just go this one to go decision. Yeah. Now let's move on to the main card. Let's go. All right, Gilbert Urbina versus Charles Radke. All right. Now this one I was listening to someone talk about this one before. And they were leaning more towards Charles Radke in this one, and they kind of swayed me. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of swayed me the same way. I think Radke's last fight just wasn't really. I just feel like he's got more in him than his last fight versus Blood Diamond. Let me see. Yeah, he won against Blood Diamond, but everybody was saying that fight was not that great. Pretty lackluster performance. And Gilbert Urbina's last fight was pretty good against Koske, who everyone was saying was not doing too well in his weight cut and whatnot. I'm leaning towards Charles Radke, and he is the underdog. I'm pretty positive he's the underdog in this one. Let's see. Yeah, Charles Radke plus 162 underdog. Oh, man. Yeah, let's go with Charles Radke in this one to pull the upset. We'll move on. Kizriev versus Muradov. All right. Kizriev at 5'9", 185. Muradov 6'2". I guess his last fight was at light heavyweight. This fight, I was I was hearing might not even happen. We'll see. Kisryov's not fought a lot. He's not very active, but I'm kind of leaning towards him. He's definitely a really good wrestler, and I think they're setting him up with a opponent that he could do that with against Muradov, who has struggled in that grappling. But let's see, what are the odds? Yeah, let's just pick Kisryov on this one if it happens. Moving forward, Natalia Silva versus Viviane Araújo. Love watching Natalia Silva fight. 5'4", 125. Viviane Araújo, 5'4", 125. All right. Yeah, I think this could be pretty competitive to begin with, but I think Natalia Silva's just got really good cardio. I think she'll end up winning this by decision. I'm going with Natalia Silva. Ooh, she is a crazy big favorite. I did not know that. What? Oh man, it might not be bad to spread a little something on Araújo, just because she is such a big underdog. And I think that fight is going to be closer than the odds say for sure. Randy Brown versus Muslim Salikov. This one I don't think will be as close. I think Randy Brown will win this one pretty easily. Yeah, moneyline minus 230. He has got an 8-inch reach advantage in this one. And Muslim Salikov just seems like he's kind of reaching the tail end of his career. I think Randy Brown wins this one. We're going to move on to the co-main event. Let's go. Renato Moicano versus Drew Dober. Fuck, I cannot speak, man. All right. Let's go. We got Renato Moicano, 5'11", 155, reach 72 inches. We got Drew Dober, 5'8", 155, reach 70 inches. All right. This one I've been thinking about all week. This one's really been tough for me. I'm leaning towards Drew Dober in this one. And people are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm leaning towards Drew Dober in this one. I think that he's going to... he said in his media day interview that he's been working hard on the grappling and stuff. I think that Moicano has been out for a little bit too long, going on 16 months almost, 14 months, something like that. Over a year for sure. I think he was out for a leg injury or something like that. Not sure how bad that could affect him in this one, but I think Drew Dober wins this fight. I think he wins this fight. I think Moicano is not going to be at his best. I think Moicano at his best could definitely win this fight and could still win this fight, but I'm going with Drew Dober on this one. Let's see, what are the odds? Plus 120. That's pretty good, man. You're going to get some good picks with Drew Dober. I think I did write this down, co-main event, under 1.5 rounds. Under 1.5 rounds is a really good pick with this one. That's probably what I'm going to run with, because Moicano could get the submission. Drew Dober definitely has some crazy hands, so I think this one doesn't go all the way. I'm going under 1.5 for the final pick for the co-main. That's going to be one of our best bet picks too, is co-main under 1.5. And let's go into the main card. It's time. Roman Dolidze versus Nasruddin Imavov. Man, I've been back and forth on this one. I think at first I was definitely leaning towards Roman Dolidze because everybody's just been sleeping on him, and I've been watching the last fight with Vettori. Was his last fight with Vettori? Yeah. I watched his last fight with Vettori, and man, he just throws the power in some of those shots. I don't think Imavov is going to be able to eat those. I seen the shots that Dolidze landed against Vettori in that fight. I just don't see Imavov being able to eat those. Part of me thinks if this one doesn't go over 2.5, I think Dolidze wins. I'm going... Let's see, what are the odds? Oh, man. This is so tough. Nasruddin Imavov looked really good in his last fight against Chris Curtis, that no contest. Sadly, I think he was going to win that if it wasn't for that headbutt. No contest against Chris Curtis, which I just rewatched that. That was crazy. It looked like Chris Curtis wasn't really too bothered by the headbutt. It seemed like it was just more like the blood and sweat that was kind of getting into his eye that was causing it to be blurry, and the ref just wouldn't give him enough time, it seemed like. I don't know. I feel like I can't really blame the ref. The ref did give him good time, but Chris Curtis just didn't word his shit right. He just should have kept quiet and said, "Give me a little bit of time," and then just kind of waited it out and seen how it went. But uh, fuck it, Imavov. I'm going with Imavov. I think the Delete pick is just too risky. I think Delete could definitely win this one. I'm probably gonna bite my words, but my brain's saying Imavov, my heart's saying Delete. I'm gonna go with my brain. Let's go with Imavov, and I think the last pick of the night is gonna be this main event to go over 2.5 rounds. I think that's gonna be the real like nail in the coffin. If it goes over 2.5 rounds, I got Imavov winning. If it doesn't, then Delete is probably gonna get that finish. All right. I think that's going to call it, guys. I think that's going to call it. Thank you all for watching and tuning in this long. I've not dropped a video on this channel in like 3 years. And the last videos I was dropping were more like music related. This is definitely a huge change going into the MMA stuff. I just started training MMA last year, so I'm kind of new into the training, but I've been watching UFC since 2019, so like over 5 years, and I don't miss an event, and I've been betting for a little while too, and I win and lose, but I think I do pretty well with the picks, and we're gonna try to see if we can correlate that into the YouTube channel. Maybe some of you guys get some information from some of these picks. And I think we're going to get better as time goes by. This is just the first one. We got, 11 fights in a row coming up these few weeks. So that's going to be dope. A lot of videos coming for you guys. It's going to be lit. And not just UFC predictions. I'm going to do other videos too. Like, might even do some MMA content of just myself training, showing off, my personal training and stuff that I do. I think that could be cool too, like some workout content. But thank you guys again for tuning in. Till next time, peace.